Hello and welcome to DarcySews. I'm Darcy and we're here to talk about sewing, knitting, quilting, and I think basically at this point just like crafts in general because I have just so much to talk to you guys about, so many random crafts today. Last I left you was like early October, so it's been quite a while and I've actually recorded a few podcasts in between and then they all just like kind of get stopped in the editing process because sometimes it just doesn't feel like the fun thing to do. So I've decided this one I'm going to record and I'm going to try to do like minimal editing rather than do what I was doing before where I was going to my computer. It just wasn't feeling fun. So we're going to give this a try and we'll see if it's terrible. Only one way to find out, right? But because of that, I have so many things. A lot of stuff has happened since we trying to see what that was. Sorry, I got distracted by a price tag over here. A lot of stuff has happened since October 1st, and that was why I had recorded so many, and then they just never made it up. But anywho, I bought a lot of things, and like, so I feel like there's an overwhelmingly large pile of stuff over here. So I hope it does not take too long because I don't want this to be a super long episode. I am very hungry, and I'm recording this before lunch, so I need to go make pasta so I can throw my pasta sauce on it. But we'll do this first. Okay. I'm trying to think of where we left off because I have some notes from the other ones that I recorded. So I have a bunch of like notebooks around me right now. And just trying to make sure, like I'm trying to like be slightly cohesive, although it's been months. So maybe no one else remembers either. I think last I had been here, last I talked, I had bought the hot pink yarn from Garden of Eden Fibers, who's my friend Hillary. She's wonderful. And I have since knit the hat that I was talking about in that last podcast. I think that was on October 1st or something like that. I don't think I posted it on October 1st. But anyway, so here is the hat that's finished. This is the pattern, the SBY hat from the Grocery Girls. It was from Jody Brown. It was in the Christmas like kit from last year. The pattern was in the Christmas kit from last year, and it came with the Shirley Bryan yarn, and there was a sock pattern from Tracy and a hat pattern from Jody, and I did the socks from Tracy last year with that yarn. I had a little bit left over, but and so I decided to use the yarn from Hillary to make this lovely hat, and it's really, really cute. I like it a lot. It's actually gotten a lot of use. My daughter wears it constantly, so you know, it's getting used and it's getting love. Anyway, I had leftover yarn from that, and I've also made, I'm trying not to rush through, but I want to like jump through these little parts at the beginning because I have so much more to talk about. But I also made some socks, and they're like a little dirty, so excuse me. I've been wearing them, and they're in the wash pile, but I pulled them out for this. I ran out of yarn. Okay, so let's talk about these really fast. This was easy breezy, followed the pattern, lovely. These I were just I was making up. Oh, I thought it was no, this was Hermione's everyday sock. Sorry, I looked at it and I was like, no, I didn't make this up. Um, this is the Hermione everyday sock pattern. It has that like, the texture. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. Um, I just I used some leftover yarn that I had from a pair of curio socks that I'd made, Andrea Mowry curio socks. And then I had the leftover pink. So the mistake I made, a few mistakes. I typically do toe up, especially when I'm using scraps of yarn, because I find that I can like control how much, like if I'm running out, then I'm like, okay, the sock is only this tall, or we'll have a longer cuff, or we'll bring in another color for the cuff. So I ran out of the pink on, this is my first one. Okay, so that was my first mistake, was I did top down. And I knew I was working with a limited amount of yarn. And the second mistake was that I didn't weigh the balls. So one ball was bigger than the other. And this is the one I started with. So I used this ball first. I got down to this many stitches. Like once I got down to near the toe, I ended up just switching to the toe color to finish the toe, like finish the pattern out to here and then start the toe box. Then when I got to this side, I realized I was going to run out way sooner. And there's my there's where I've been walking. Gross. Okay, we'll flip it to this side. Um, so this blue here is leftover from the Shirley Bryan yarn from the Grocery Girls kit from last year. And I just pulled that in because I was like, might as well make it crazy. So like these feel like, I don't know, like Jolly Ranchers or something to me. I don't know. They've been fun. They honestly haven't even been blocked. I just started wearing them immediately after making them, and I love them a lot. The fit is great. Everything else is good. I did switch out for this one the Fish Lips Kiss heel instead of the heel flap, and gusset. And I do that a lot. I haven't had a heel flap and gusset fit me perfectly yet. I'm still experimenting with it and I'm trying different things. So, we're working on it, but this is what's been fitting really well. I also add a little bit of a gusset around my fish lips kiss heel. So I increase, I'm trying to remember how many stitches. It's on my Ravelry page, how many stitches I increased on each side. I want to say it's 6 on each side, so 12 stitches total, and then do the heel and then decrease it out over the next. And I do it every other row, so it's 12 rows. I think that's right, and that's about an inch as well. And that just creates that little bit of extra room around the arch part. I don't have anything on my feet, so I'm sorry that I just showed my feet. That's weird. Oh well, that is what it is. Anyway, the arch part, oh, I know, I'll put a sock on and then I'll show my feet. It's hot today. I'm wearing a scarf. I mean, it's hot. It's 70 degrees and it's raining and it's super, super humid. So I'm wearing a scarf because I'm trying to look festive because Christmas is coming, but it does not feel like it. But yeah, so I have no socks on because my feet are hot. Everything's hot. Everything's sticky right now. Yeah. So this part is pretty like that. Is that that's not the arch. What is that called? Whatever. This part of my heel is like really big compared to this. Like I have a pretty like skinny bony foot, and then this part's significantly bigger. So I always do a little gusset here when I do like short row heels because I find that it just helps the fit be a little bit better. So yeah, that's all I have on that. Now we've seen my foot. Now we're crazy today. We don't know. It's Friday. It's a fun Friday, Anyway, so I think that's all I have with Garden of Eden. Oh, that's all I have with these socks. But Garden of Eden Fibers, I'm not done. So Hillary is also on YouTube here as Stitches and Sprinkles, or is it Sprinkles and Stitches? I always get it backwards. I'm so sorry, Hillary. And she has a lovely podcast. She mostly talks about garment sewing, which I also love. And she and Holly Ann Holly Ann is from String and Story. We started a knit night at a local wine bar in downtown Duluth. So every Wednesday we're getting together and like sitting and knitting, and it's just been like absolutely magical. So I don't know, just something about like community and being together. There's just nothing better. Like there's nothing better than fiber people, whether you're a quilter, a knitter, a spinner, whatever it is. My fiber friends are just my absolute favorite. But that being said, I bought some yarn from Hillary, and this was a little while ago, but I'm showing it now because I don't think I've shown it yet. I bought this to be my Christmas cast on, and I typically do those like as soon as the kids get out for Christmas break. I don't typically cast on like on Christmas Day because I'm not a fastest knitter, so I like to have something I kind of work on throughout the whole holiday break, and it just makes me feel like when I look at those projects, like one of the first sweaters I ever knit for myself was a Christmas cast on, and I cast it on as soon as the kids were out for holiday break, and I took it with me everywhere that we went, every playground, every little activity, and it makes me really happy when I wear it because I just think of those memories. So I got this yarn. It is sparkly. It's a Stellina fingering weight, and I'm going to make the Weekender Light from Andrea Mowry. And it's like this pretty cranberry color. It's one of my favorite colors. I'm sitting in my other living room right now because I was trying to feature my spinning wheel a little bit, but it it didn't get featured very heavily. But I usually have the quilt behind me that has like these purples and wine colors, and these are just like some of my favorite colors. So yeah, that's what this is going to be. And I will probably get this all wound up next week, and the kids get out of school next Friday. And then we are going to have just like a lovely, relaxing time. I have all kinds of plans for what the kids and I are going to do, and it involves a massive amount of crafting. So I think we're going to make little like doll houses, and we'll see if it actually comes to fruition. But my daughter's been really interested in sewing little dolls. So this is where this all came from. So we're going to start with that, and then we'll see where it leads us from there. And I'll talk about it if we end up doing it. But sometimes I have these big dreams and then we just don't have the time. I'm hoping this isn't one of those times. But yeah, so I bought that yarn from Hillary as well, Garden of Eden Fibers. If you are looking, I think she is on Etsy. I know she's on Instagram. So if you find her on Instagram, you can figure out where to buy from her. I buy from her in person. So, I know you can buy from her on the internet as well. And I will link it if I can find it. So anyway, Okay, so I think I've knocked out most of the October. That was the stuff that happened in October, I believe. The last thing that happened in October that I haven't talked about is I went to SAF, which is the Southeastern Animal Fiber Fair. It takes place outside of Asheville, and my father-in-law still lives in North Carolina. We lived there for 4 years, so he still lives in the town where my husband and I lived. And we went and stayed with him, and I drove over to Asheville, and I had like an absolutely magical day. My daughter came with me. We walked around to all the yarn shops. She's a novice knitter, and she likes shopping. So I think she enjoyed the day more for the shopping aspect. But when we got there, she was immediately drawn to this yarn, who is this? Rock and String Creations. So this is like it's very sparkly stellina yarn that is self-striping. I love a self-striping yarn. I think they're just so fun to knit with, and I got one for me too. So this we've got two different colorways here. I've got this one is Home Sweet Home. This one is I can't pronounce that. Bacchus, Bacchus. I don't know. Okay, let's see if that works. I don't know if that's working, but these are the two. These are like the first things. It was like one of the first booths, and I was like, I'm not gonna buy the first thing that I see when I walk in. And we walked in, and my daughter was like, Oh my gosh, it's so sparkly! So immediately we bought the first thing, the first thing that we saw, and then we wandered around and we saw all the booths. We got to go to Miss Babs, and I forgot to buy something from there. I was like, I'm gonna come back and grab something, and then I forgot because I ran around like a crazy person. The second booth we went to, I think it's on this, is it not on her thing? It's not. And I can't remember what the name. I will find it and try to figure it out, and I will say it in the next one or put it in the notes. We'll figure this out. But she was absolutely wonderful. Her name was Esther, if I am correct. And she does weaving and spinning, and she has yarn and fiber, and her booth was amazing. And she took so much time out to sit, and she taught my daughter how to weave on the loom that she had set up there. And Molly fell in love immediately, just like, oh, she had so much fun. And she was like, I want a loom right now. And anyway, I ended up buying some fiber from her because she had all these incredible bats. And this one has stuff in it that like glows in the blue light. So like this is gonna be really fun. It's a whole little like mixed bat. It's got Angora bunny, banana silk, codswold locks. I don't know what half of this stuff is, so we're just experimenting and having fun. I mean, honestly, that's where I am in spinning anyway, is just play around and make stuff because we're no professional yet. Um, Milk protein, neps, noils? It says that that's silk, cotton, bamboo, hemp, rambouillet. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it sounds fancy, so that's why I say it that way. Silk, sorry silk, tencel, viscose, and I think yak down. I'm trying to see like where she like checked stuff off what it is, but it was just so pretty. I mean, it's like these like fun little pastel-y colors. I haven't pulled it out yet because I'm not ready to like do this one yet. I'm in the middle of another spinning project. Anyway, so we bought something from her and especially I felt like I really wanted to grab something. She had spent so much time with my daughter teaching her to weave, and it like I just appreciated her time that she took out of her day of selling to other people to spend some time with my daughter and work with her on that. And that meant the world to me. It was really fun. Um, okay, so then I got a lot of fiber because we went to I'm trying to remember where we went next. This one is the Apothecary Fairy, and I got two things from her. I got two different fibers. This one is Rambouillet as well, I believe. No, merino, fine merino wool. I lied. And then this one is Baby Doll South Down. So she said this one's really good for beginners because it's like coarser and longer stable length. And then this one is finer. So just like a couple things to play with. And my daughter picked out this colorway, and I just really liked, well, again, these are the colors that I'm always drawn to. I liked these reds and golds and pinks. So that I think that's all the fiber that I got. I got done with that. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm wild. I like went in being like, I'm not gonna buy anything. I'm just gonna look. I was wrong. This is my Christmas present to myself, by the way. That's what I've decided. Like I'm gonna spend Christmas kind of working on my weekender and spinning some of the things that I got because that feels appropriate. But I'm not done because Molly also we went to Dragon Horde Yarn. Oh, I forgot to get the other one. No, I have it. Hold on one second. I'm just gonna lean over here. It's underneath this. Okay. We went to Dragon Horde Yarn. Molly and I both got a bag. I got the Bridgerton bag, and then Molly wanted the Hocus Pocus bag, a muck, which I'm actually using right now. We'll come back to that. That's not important yet. And then I also got some green yarn from her. Oh, Forbidden Fiber Co. Dragon Horde yarn. I'm sorry, there's too many things in my brain. Forbidden Fiber Co. is the one that makes these delightful bags. Forgive me. Um, and yeah, I got this to make a hat for Molly's teacher. So I'm going to wind this up today and take it with me to my parents' house this weekend so I can work on a hat for Molly's teacher. Molly's teacher likes green, and I'm going to be doing the same hat pattern because it took just no time to make. It's fingering weight held double. It comes together in a flash. It'll be a great Christmas present for a teacher. So love that. Um, and then that was all I got. Okay, that was all I got there. And then I went over. So this is my last big purchase at SAF. I went over to Susan from Oh Susanna Yarn Shop, which is in Morganton, North Carolina, which is where my husband and I used to live. And so she was my local yarn shop then. And she is absolutely delightful. So she had a loom, and I bought it's a small rigid heddle loom. And it's the Ashford, it has a name, Sample It, and it's the 16-inch Sample It. So here is the loom. And I bought it because I knew Molly and I can both have so much fun with it. My son ended up like doing stuff with it too. And he, I forget what he actually said. It was something like, I thought this was going to be lame, but it turns out it's really fun, which I thought was hilarious. So the kids and I, we just got Susan gave us some cotton fiber. We had no idea what we were doing. So I was stringing on this purple and I was planning to do the blue across. I ended up not realizing I was going to run out because I didn't know you had to do math because I'm learning, you know? So we just put all of that on, found another cotton yarn and used that for the weft fabric. And it is, I mean, it's just a long piece of fabric. We're going to cut it up and turn it into placemats. I have not done that yet. I did use my serger to like finish up the edges here, and I'll probably just cut it down, finish up the edges, and then I'll maybe hand sew it down. I don't know. We'll come up with the rest later, but it's gonna be placemats that the kids and I all made together. We had so much fun. We were using like a linen color, and then we just switched to a white color for the end. So it's just a lot of insanity here, but we enjoyed it. So yeah, we did get a loom. That was our big present, and it was kind of for everyone because now the kids and I I'll string something up and we all work on it. We're not doing anything advanced enough that I feel like it's mine. I'm just playing and having fun with it. So I'm gonna put this off to the side. Anyway, Susan's wonderful. She is a wealth of knowledge. She has this yarn, this um, blue and pink, purpley color yarn she contracts with a yarn dyer who makes this for her shop, Oh Susanna Yarns. So if you were in North Carolina, honestly, like if you go over to Black Mountain, it's about a 45-minute drive over to Susan, and it is so worth it. She's absolutely delightful. She knows so many things and has beautiful yarn. So highly recommend stopping in, especially if you're interested in weaving, because she has these looms. Yeah, okay, so that wraps up SAF. The SAF experience was amazing. I left feeling like, I mean, just so incredibly inspired. I was like on a SAF high for like days and days after that. I couldn't stop smiling and thinking about it. And I can't wait to go back. I'm so excited to go back next year. And next year, I think I'll go in with a better plan. I know what types of things are there. And so I'll go in kind of knowing what I want to look for. And yeah, anyway, it was amazing. If anybody else goes to SAF yearly, let me know. I'd love to like meet up with some people. It'd be really fun. But yeah, anyway, that's my SAF experience kind of all wrapped up. Oh, I grabbed the wrong book. I have my book with my notes from the last time and my book with the notes for this time, and I'm trying to like make sure I like hit the high points. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be trying to do these more often, just like shorter and less edited probably. So we'll see. Who knows, really? I don't know. You guys know more than I do because you're watching it after I've either edited or didn't. So there we are. Okay. So we got back from SAF. Oh, there was one other thing I did that day. I went over to Black Mountain Yarn Shop and I got some more yarn for the curio socks because I wanted to make some for my friend Heather. And I have that over here. So I'm pulling this out. that was super fun. Upstairs is my friend Brittany from Lo and Behold Stitchery. She does quilt patterns. She's phenomenal. She's upstairs, so I got to go up and chat with her for a little bit, which is super, super duper fun. She's moving though to a different location in Black Mountain, so that was fun to get to see her on like maybe one of the last times that I'll see her in that location. So I got some spin cycle yarn to make the curio socks for my friend Heather. And I have, the forethought afterthought heel placed already. And then I made the second sock and I did 10 rows too short on the foot. And I just like, and then they went into timeout for a while because I was so mad and I need to get back to them because I'd like to finish them for her for Christmas, but I need to be ready to rip back. I guess I could start that this weekend. I don't know. That might be a thing. We might get to that. We just need to I don't know. Anyway, here's what's left of this yarn. It's a really fun one. I feel like the color change has been like, I don't know, just like super, super duper fun to watch because this one, there's such different socks, which I think is fun and I know Heather will like, so that's good. I have plans for more curio socks, probably more for me because I love to knit for myself, as we all do, It's a time consuming thing. So it's nice when you get to like wear the product afterwards. And I like sharing the love and making things for my people because I have some wonderful, appreciative people in my life who take care of the knits that I make them. And, it makes it fun to knit for them too. But I finished a hand spin, a spin, I guess. This is actually just a bunch of leftover stuff that I had that I just spun everything and plied it together. I don't even remember what it is, but I thought these would be fun curio socks. And I can use some leftover yarn, that we all have plenty of leftover yarn from socks and things. So this will be, let's see if you can see it a little better. So it's kind of bluey green on the outside and it has pinks through the middle. And then there's one color that's like a solid color throughout. So I think it'll be pretty. I mean, you never know. And I've knit one time with my hand spun. I've never done socks with my hand spun. So that will be an interesting experiment. So we'll see. Okay, so now I'm totally done with staff. That is wrapped up. And we are at 22 minutes, so we're doing great. Yay us. Okay, so what do I want to talk about next? I'm looking through my other things that I have. Okay, so I'll just go through the rest of my knitting stuff really quick, and then we'll dive into quilting because I am doing so much quilting right now. Okay, so the second to last thing that I have is I'm working on some mittens for my brother-in-law, Thomas. He asked for some red mittens specifically to go with his navy jacket? No, black jacket, because I made him navy mittens a couple years ago. So I have one glove done. This is the Juris Mitts pattern. Yeah, here we go. Juris Mitts. There we go. There's a picture of it. And it's by Alexis Winslow, and it has like the little cap, which is really nice. That's what he said he liked about it, was that you have I'm going to put this on. You have your fingers exposed. So like he lives in Boston and he works in Boston. So when he's walking to work, he has the ability to flip this back, type on his phone, do some things and then cover back up when it's cold. So he can still use like fingers for touch whatever. Anyway, he likes them and I'm making some more. They're really fast. I've just kind of paused on it because I was bored, honestly. I just need to finish it though because Christmas is coming and so is Thomas. So we need to get that done. Which we will. I'm just going to put that aside. I'm not taking that with me. I've just said like Christmas is coming twice because I have two things that are now paused because I messed one up and it went to timeout and I got bored and moved on to other things. Here we are. This is where we are this season. It's been like, I don't know. It just has felt chaotic this year. I guess that's fine. Every year's different. Okay. So the last knitting thing is that I had gotten the Sorella Halloween countdown and I cast on what is this one called? The faded, it's Andrew Mowry, one of the fade ones. I have it on here somewhere. It's not on here anywhere. Oh, no, it's not on here anywhere that I can find. I don't remember. I think, oh, it might have been in one of my older ones. Hold on one second. Sorry. I'm flipping through notes now. Bear with me. Free your free your fade shawl. I don't know why that was so hard. It's because of the chaos. Um, so this is the free your fade shawl. So I'm fading right now between the first color that's this one and the second color that is this, which is really just barely a shade lighter. It has like some lighter flecks in it. I don't know if you can really tell yet, but it's going pretty quick, to be honest. I cast this on Wednesday during knit night and then recast it on 5 times, had a knit consultation with the other girls because I misunderstood one in parts of the directions. And now here we are, we're moving along. So it is moving, it's moving along. It's what I'm going to take with me this weekend, to be honest. Like I'll bring the socks because I should do that, but this is feeling really good and like just kind of mindless. Like it's a pretty easy pattern to memorize. There's some eyelets and then there's garter panels. And so you can kind of just get right into your rhythm of doing it. I just finished my last, oh my gosh, what is this insanity? Row with the first color. And this is all that I have left because I waited and was like really good. I'm very proud of myself because I was really nervous about like, what if I run out of yarn? And then I also realized like, okay, it doesn't matter. Then we just do the other color. Like it's fine. It's fine. It's knitting. It's not life or death. Um, but yeah, I did it right though. So that was exciting. Sometimes I overthink things too much. But yeah, I got the Halloween countdown and that was super fun. I opened it up every day. It has, let's see, so that was number 2. Where's number 3? I actually ended up, after I opened all of them, I put them into a fading color order. So this is number 3, which I think is, oh, wait, where'd it go? Okay, barely lighter. Again, like just barely lighter and more red than number 2. I don't know. I put these little tags. I like cut up post-it notes and made little tags so that I wouldn't forget, but they're all wound up and ready to go. So I just like wrapped that around the, I don't know, a little piece of the yarn so that it wouldn't fall off, but I would have it in case anybody else wants to do this too. Because I'm terrible at organization, and sometimes when I think of things, I'm like, I did a thing. I don't know. Everybody probably already knows how to do that. So I'm not innovative when it comes to organization. That's fine. We all have skills. Okay, that is all of my knitting projects at the moment. So we can talk about really quick. I bought the other Sewrella thing. Since I'm on Sewrella, I bought some of the things in the collection, the Autumn in New York collection. I bought 2 tees and a wool wash. This was back in August, and then a sock set. And I know they had so many orders, and it took a very long time to come in. It was not like bad. I mean, it just is what it is, right? The worst part was I was waiting and waiting, and I did not by any means expect that. Found a ball of yarn. It fell out. That I would be getting it. We went to Seattle over Thanksgiving, and I was like, for sure it'll be in before we go to Seattle. It was not. And then I got a notification that it delivered, and while we were in Seattle, and I was just so bummed because I was so excited. It was like the day before we got home. So I was like, okay, well, like it probably won't get stolen off my porch. It'll be fine. It didn't. Spoiler alert, we're fine. It did, however, get rained on. So I was like so excited about getting this beautiful box and like getting to open it. And I did get the box, but it was all ruined from the rain. And it just was it was just disappointing, but like not anything they can control. It just was disappointing, You know how it is. Those things happen sometimes. But I am happy when I got it. The tea is absolutely delicious. The wool wash smells amazing. And the yarn is so beautiful. I haven't cracked into it yet. This was another option for a Christmas cast on. This might actually be like a Christmas Eve or Christmas Day cast on because a sock set is something fun to cast on then. And I got the Stellina because it's so pretty. I mean, look at this. It's the Stellina sock set, the Autumn in New York. Let's see if I think this color was also Autumn in New York. And then this color I think was brick. I don't remember now, but I'm very excited about it. It really is gorgeous. And everything else, I've been drinking the tea like every day. I got the blueberry one, which I think is called Bistro. And then I got the Fall Festival one, which is a black tea. So I drank that one more in the morning, and then I drank the blueberry one in the evening, and I've been enjoying it so much. I will definitely be getting more teas from them for sure. But yeah, that's my whole song with that. I was just sad that my box got ruined. I just wanted the box so bad. I wanted to be able to store some things and like display it because it's so cute, and it just got ruined by the rain. So a little bit of a bummer there, but what can you do? Um, okay, so before we talk about sewing, shall we talk about one random wool project? Because, oh, before we talk about sewing, we should talk about spinning. Okay, my brain is going in 100 different directions. I told you it's chaos in here today. Chaos. um, okay, last weekend, my Aunt Nan came to, we do this cookie party every year. I'm sorry. Again, chaos. Let's back this up. Train, let's start at the station. My mother and I have been putting on a cookie party really since my daughter was a baby. So it's been almost 10 years and it got stopped around COVID. We haven't done it. And so this is our first year back into the cookie party and it was so much fun. So like all of our family comes, all of our friends, we invite everybody. We all meet at my parents' house, which is outside of Columbia, South Carolina, and everybody brings cookie dough and an appetizer or a snack or something, and we all make cookies together all day, so we're baking all day and we're snacking on the things we make. In the past, we've also asked people to bring recipe cards, so if somebody likes something that they tasted, they can like grab a recipe card and go, which is a fun way to like commemorate the cookie party and create like little like recipe books based on things that we've done together. So this year my Aunt Nan got there. She had a project that is, the best we can tell, 35 years old. I'm going to pull this bag up. My Oma bought this maybe 35, maybe more than 35 years ago. I'm not exactly sure. I'm 35, so it might have even been a little bit before that. But it is a rug pattern or a rug project. And she had started working on it and then she had a stroke and she was no longer able to finish it. And it sat just unfinished. It ended up in Aunt Nan's house after she passed. And then Aunt Nan asked if I wanted to do it. And it just sounded like fun. And it is fun because I've worked on it a little bit. But this is what it looks like. So this is what my Oma has done, and I've added a row or two over on the side, on this one of the sides. Doesn't really matter which one. Um, and it's just really pretty. So on the back, you have like the design of what it's going to be in the end. And then it is a punch needle set. So I have like the punch needle, which is in here, and you just punch it through the cloth and you follow the guides. So it's this guy. And honestly, I know very little about this. And I was like, I'll just take to YouTube. And there's some information on YouTube, but there's not as much about like this style of rug as I thought there would be. So that's been kind of interesting. Just like trying to like sort out how I'm doing this based on the very minimal notes that my grandmother took while she was doing it, and the pattern that has an address for where she bought it from someplace in Massachusetts that probably doesn't exist, and the name of a woman with a phone number who probably isn't alive. So, it's kind of neat going through these things because I feel so like it makes me feel so close to people that are no longer with us. So it's almost like kind of working on something with her. But here's this like old pattern, and it's like this yellow, plastic cover that was supposed to protect it. I guess it did protect it, but and it has like the colors, and in there Oma wrote like what colors she was using in places, but it's very like mismatched, and I'm not sure which parts are the actual pattern and which parts like she's sort of improvising. So we're kind of making it up as we go. Right now I'm just in this big section where I do that tan stuff, so that's great. That'll just give me like, so there's some more, I don't know, there's a number to call in Georgetown, Massachusetts, but again, this place I'm sure doesn't exist anymore. Halley Associates Incorporated, 1 Maple Street. So anyway, that's been my kind of random craft project I'm working on. It takes a long time. It's very, tedious isn't the right word. Tedious is and isn't the right word because it's not like that frustrating, irritating feel of tedious, but it is like, I guess, repetitive. I don't know, but it's nice. Like it's a good like TV show kind of project. At knit night, I almost brought this with me, but apparently I draw the line at doing rugs in public. I will knit anywhere, but I won't make a rug in public. I was like, is that too weird? And my husband's like, is it weird? You knit in public. And I'm like, well, that's not weird. That's totally normal. But do you make rugs in public? I don't know. We'll find out. If I ever do it, I'll let you know. Okay, do I have anything else? I bought some spinning fiber. I'm working on a spin. This is the last things. I'm on really the last things here. This is it. Spinning fiber. This was a while ago. I bought this from Crafty That Way. This is what it looks like. This is my first ply on my storage bobbin. and I have another ply on my spinning wheel over here that I'm working at my second ply, and then I'll ply them together. More to that to come. It's going really well. The colors are absolutely gorgeous. Crafted That Way does a beautiful job with dyeing. I got her kit for the names are just not with me today. After the rain cardigan that I made, I get so many compliments on that one, really. And the wool, it is so warm, which is fabulous. Like in the South, it's an outerwear situation for me. Like I can't really wear it in the house because it's a little hot, but then I can wear it like as my outerwear jacket when I go out places. It's fabulous. I'm in love. And Kelly Fowler, who made that pattern, has a new like shawl out, or shawl cowl. I love a cowl. I am trying to love shawls. I'm making more shawls right now. I don't really have any. I have one that my mother-in-law gave me. But I'm not good at styling them. But cowls, oh, I live for a cowl. It's great. So that I might be doing, because I think you can use the leftovers from the After the Storm cardigan on the cowl. We might be doing that. I also bought a candle from her, from Crafty That Way, not from Kelly Fowler. Chaos. Um, and it smells amazing. So if you love candles, it's a wood wick, and it like crackles when it burns, and it smells like the sweet after smell of Thanksgiving dinner. Like not the turkey part, but like cranberry and sugar and like, well, I guess should say it was like champagne-y too, and it is champagne-y, like a little bubbly, a little effervescent. It's my favorite word, by the way. And you don't get to use it very much. So a little effervescent. and and it's just fabulous. So anyway, the other the Grocery Girls kit came with a candle too that's sitting here. I'm looking at it, that I got last year for the Christmas thing. Look, it has their like little picture. How cute. Um, and it smells like last year's Christmas. I have this, one of my favorite habits is like do a quick clean of the house, like set the timer for 20 minutes. Quick clean the house as fast as you can, as much as you can in 20 minutes. And it's like easy to do because it's only 20 minutes. So you're like, okay, I just like push through, like push, 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 20 minutes. Then after that, your house is clean, or your room. I usually try to do the living room and kitchen because my like back living room and kitchen is where like I mostly am. 20 minutes, do all that, and then suddenly you're like in this like much cleaner space. And then you light a candle and sit and knit in your relaxing clean space. And then I did that a lot last year with this candle, and then I would knit, and so it smells like clean house and creativity. Anyway, I feel like I like infused that smell with memories. So I'm doing that with this candle this year. 20-minute clean. This is my like candle of the season for knitting this year. So, okay. Now we can talk about sewing, and then we can stop talking and we can go eat lunch because my stomach is growling. So, whew, okay. I actually don't have too much for sewing. Good. um, I was test knitting. I have my favorite quilt behind me, my Astra. Um, I was test knitting for Toad and Sew. If you were a quilter, go follow Toad and Sew. So she is wonderful. Um, it is the mystery quilt along, and I got to test the mystery aspect of this. So I did this through October, and then in November, she released it and she opened it for the public. So anyway, now everyone can share what their quilt blocks look like. So this is quilt block number 1, and this is number 2, and then they're going to go back and forth across the whole quilt pattern. And this is going to be done. I'm going to finish this afternoon, take it with me for photos because the photos are due like today and tomorrow. So I'll get all this done. But these are these beautiful blocks. I can't. They're just so pretty. The Toad and Sew creates, Taylor from Toad and Sew, she creates just gorgeous geometric designs. I'm going to be doing, oh, okay, so chaos, come back together. After I did this test, she asked if I would be interested in being in her testing crew for next year, and I'm very excited because I have the time to do that. I'm going to be doing less shop work at String and Story and more sample sewing, which I'm also excited about because this is going to free up some of my other time and space to do a lot of other like fun things that feel good. So I'm going to be a tester for Taylor, and in all of my excitement of like getting to do that, I bought, she had a birthday sale going on at the same time that she was asking me this, so I bought one of her patterns, the Floyd pattern. I think I can, oh, I have my iPad, I can pull this up, yay. The Floyd pattern is the cutest. Okay, Floyd quilt Toad and Sew, because because we're not sure how much editing I'm doing. This is why I'm showing this to you now. I'm crazy. Um, today I'm crazy. Okay, so this is the, I'll see if we can get it to like focus. There we go. Yay! So that is the Floyd pattern, and I bought a whole bunch of Ruby Star fabric because she has it in solids, which I love solids, clearly, clearly. But I thought it'd be fun to do something like, I don't know, funky. And Ruby Star has some really cool prints. Like I love these spoons. And then this pattern just on this one just like drew me in. This is actually kind of what I based the whole color palette around. But yeah, they have some just really pretty little like geometric, or I don't know. I don't even know the words I'm looking for. I'm excited. This is going to turn into the Floyd quilt. That's all we know right now. So we'll see more of that later. Let me go back really fast. Holly Ann's been talking about quilting plans this week because she's opening up the Free Motion Quilting Academy one more time. So I was thinking about quilting plans for this quilt, what I'm going to do with this. And I think I might end up just doing a crazy doodle quilt where I don't know if you've ever, okay, when I was in high school, sorry, I just like am laughing at myself because this is a whole video just filled with backstory. Like it's me telling a story that then requires backstory. Anyway, when I was in high school, my art teacher had us do this thing like art therapy where you would like just like close your eyes and just make a doodle, and then you would look at it and like find what shapes were like drawing you in, and it would like tell you like about your subconscious, like how you were feeling and what you were thinking. So I think, long story short, or maybe short story long, that's what I'm feeling about this, is that I'm going to like baste it all together, put it on my machine, and then just kind of let like my emotions and feelings guide how the quilting looks. I think it's going to be beautiful no matter what I do. So I don't know, it'd be a fun experiment. So we'll see if that happens. Okay. I think I'm done. I'm gonna be honest. I think that's all that I have to talk about today. It's been 41 minutes and my stomach is growling and I want pasta. So this is where we stop. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you if you watched to 41 minutes, 42 minutes now. And were with me through all of the crazy chaos that is apparently December and my brain right now. So anyway, I'm going to call it, and I will chat with you guys hopefully sooner rather than later because I feel like this is a sign that I need to do more of these and not less, um, so that I have less to talk about and they're not as long. Um, anyway, I hope you have a lovely crafting season. If I don't record one till January, may your winter break, holiday break, Christmas break, whatever it is, be happy and relaxing. May you spend time with family. May you spend time with your craft and just the quiet moments that we all get during this time, or that we try to seek during this time. I hope that you guys all find joy and peace and some tranquility in your knitting and your crafting. And I will chat with you guys soon. Bye.